weight back. When you lose 5 kilos like that. Because I went home Friday and just hopped into bed. Like I just slept. And then woke up like 8, had some cereal, did some little bit of work, and then back to bed. Again, just couldn't I was like, literally at the computer like this, trying to type my, I'll hop up, post, down on bed, they just, fuck. Alright fam, welcome back to the Undefeated YouTube. We survived the last video. If you watched the last video, it was a one of those days that doesn't go your way. We trained legs here actually. We attempted to train legs here, but it was a shit show. The body started to shut down, and I don't know whether I had COVID or it was just an accumulation of, obviously in the growth phase, accumulating so much fatigue through the whole process of what we do. Anyway, I think I lost 5 kilos on the Friday just from sleeping and not being able to eat, no appetite, and that never happens. So as shit as it was to see the scales drop, it's it's also now motivation to get back in the gym and get the weight back. So, but anyway, we feel good. Monday today, new week, so we're gonna train some back. Got Johnny here, and my split changed last week. Just try to rotate some newer movements in. Whenever I have a split change, it will take me 2 to 3 weeks to really fine tune that split and the movements to a point where I'm comfortable. And when I say comfortable, where I really feel like I get a nice rhythm and routine. Because when essentially for me, when we train, it's not just about coming in here and lifting a bunch of weight in a meaningless way. We're coming in here and we're trying to lift in a way, in a sequence of movements that builds the pump, that builds strength, that acclimates through the whole session. So it's never ever just not thought about. We come in here and we really try and put together a session that feels good, that gives a massive pump, and that builds strength while focusing on the areas we want to focus on. So it takes me 2 or 3 weeks to really fine tune the split, and if I can't, then I'll go back to my previous split, because by then 2, 3, 4 weeks have passed and that old split's now going to feel new again anyway. So we'll fine tune today. We'll play around with some back movements, and we'll find something that works, and hopefully get a massive back pump. That's the plan, yeah, Johnny? Massive back pump. Let's do it. Yeah, okay. Tina's messaged me. Oh, he needs surgery. She's like, that gunk was the ulcer eruption.
Oh, it's burst.
Yeah. One more. All the way. One more now. Come on. Nice. One, two, three. Yep. Up, 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 2, 1. Good, good. Let's go 3, 3. Come on. 2 again. One more. Come on. Nice. That's it. That's guys with this one. I try and like make sure I get my chest basically in position for where I would sit before I start rowing. And the reason why is that I want to sort of, it's really, really heavy at the bottom. So I don't want to sort of come back here and try and rearrange my chest. I want to try and be in position before I lift the weight. So I get my chest nice and pressed against the pad. And I reach forward and fuck around with these straps, but get them on there. I always use straps. I don't give a fuck about my grip strength. I just care about my back failing before my grip gives out. So strap up, and then when I come down from here, I basically can just sit down and I'm ready. Two, 1. Yeah. I was watching Henry Rambo short. He was talking to this young guy. He's like, most people just need to find where fucking failure is. It's so true. It's like, before you train with me, your idea of failure very different to what it is now.
Definitely.
So the biggest thing I try and teach people when they train with me, when I'm PTing them or even as coaching them, is that failure is, first of all, often many, many more reps than what you think it is. But you need to find it. You need to find the point where when you think you found it, then you go for another one. And then when you think you've done that one, do some partials. And then turn around and do some more partials. Or do some assisted reps. The point is that like chasing failure, it's hard to know when I've fully failed. Yeah. That's why I'm such a big believer in forced reps, partials or additional reps to make sure we completely exhaust the muscle. And it's very hard for people to find that the first time I start training. So it's like, you know, most people when they train with me for the first time, it's like after 2 exercises, they're ratchet, they can't do anymore. So it's like, they'll pay for a full session, but they're getting 10 minutes worth. Yeah. So often I'll try and build them up to like where that failure is. Yeah. Otherwise, it's not fun, if it makes sense. Yeah. And they don't learn anything that way. But after, you know, joining now, you know, for 6, 12 months, longer, now he's got that sort of mentality. Now I can push him further as well. But the results show. Let's go. You call it?
Yeah.
Okay, yours. 1, 2, drop the elbows, drop the shoulders, row. Good. Nice. Again. Good. Again. Nice. Again. Good. Come on. 5. Come on. 4. Head up. Let's go. Yes. So 5 now. Let's go. 5. Stretch. 4. Stretch. 3. Again. 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 2 more. 2 more. Nice. 1 more. All the way. All the way. All the way. Excellent. That's why often people will see me when I'm training with someone for the first time, and I'm like, fuck, man, you just keep saying 5 more, 5 more, 5 more. And because the point is, it's like, when I first train with you, I don't know where your limit is. You don't know where your limit is. So I've got to try and find it. That's why I think there's 5 more. But then you do those 5 so easy, like, no, 5 more again, let's go. But those 5 so easy, like, that's 5 more. And ultimately means you weren't lifting enough weight. So remember, it takes, you gotta find that range, find that. And then you find a weight where it's like, okay, cool, we know we're gonna fail around 15 here. So we know this weight's good for 15. We should make sure you get, maybe 1, maybe half more rep as well. And there's a lot of argument out there that doing assisted reps dives into recovery a lot more for minimal gain in terms of hypertrophy or, accrued more protein synthesis or accrued muscle retention or recruitment, fibers. But I think that you have to find failure, because if you don't know failure, then you've got no basis.
Yeah. Come on.
2, 1. Trying to, bro. Start of the fam. My son's going through a phase where he gets T-tape. And he goes, "Oh, can I have a hug, Mum?" And he sticks on her back. This is the youngest one. Yeah. All right, so we're moving on to the single arm lat pull down. I love this one as a follow-up movement to like a heavy first movement, because I just feel like it really hits the part of the lat that I want to. Obviously there's a bunch of blood in there from the first movement, so now we make that blood work. Good Johnny Cobra, open it up, and we're under. Row low, row low, row low. Nice. Good. Alright guys, so with this one here, we're doing an undergrip row. With my undergrips, I like to use the easy bar, some with a curve, because I find it a lot easier on my wrists than trying to grip with a supinated grip on a straight bar. So, easy bar. And with this one, I want to get some natural back movement to incorporate some of my lower back and some of my erectors. So my lower back's pretty bad at the moment. So doing things off the floor like bent over rows or even T-bars, RDLs, I'm avoiding as much as I can. And the reason why is because I'm just not getting the connection to my back before I feel fucking a lot of pain in my lower back, sciatica, SI joint, all these things. Anyway, so this is sort of like a free weight movement with the cable. I'm doing an undergrip to try and hit some of that lower part of the back and some of those erectors and lower traps, mid traps, rhomboids. I'm going to allow some movement so I can engage some of those erectors. And what you'll see is you'll see me come forward and really open up my back. And then what I'm thinking of is a cobra. So I'm coming forward, I'm thinking cobra as I open my back. And then as I row, I'm keeping my shoulders down, pulling low against my legs to the lower part of my waist or abdomen and really squeezing that lower back as hard as I can. Imagine that cobra still spread and arched. Hopefully you see what I mean. Up. Cobra. Squeeze it back. Good, 3 more. Come on. Again. Good, bro. Nice. With my food, Johnny just asked me if I'll get back to 100% today in terms of eating, because the last 3 days have been significantly under. And it's like, I'll try. And I used to be so strict to myself. I would literally force feed and stay up till 3 a.m. eating my exact meals. Whereas now I'm sort of a bit more, not relaxed, but if I need to like reduce some rice and have some orange juice, or like make up in a little bit of liquid, then I'm not afraid to do that to get my main thing is carbs. Yeah. You know, having 1,300 grams of carbs a day, it just sucks. So, yeah, so I'll try. If I need to have something towards the end, I'll just, have some cordial or some...
Right. Yep. That's it. Big back. Oh, come on. Yep.
Eight, got 2 more. 9, 1 more. 10, good. Big breath, let's go. Come on, must win, John. This is your time now. Again, you're set, make it count. Come on, come on. Go again, good. Get there, excellent. Last one, let's go. 1, come on, 2, come on. 3, again, 4, again, 5, again, 6, come on, it's good, 4, 3, use elbows, 2, 1 more, nice. and shit. Feels good. Yep. So I love with lat pull downs, rather than having a fixed bar, some machines exception, but for most, rather than having a fixed bar, I rather have a dual cable set like this, so I can be a bit more natural with the way I want to pull my arch my back and pull my elbows and shoulders. So when you're in a machine with a bar, sometimes you're really fixed in that plane of motion. Because I feel with this I can rip it apart, engage more lat from the side, and then you let my hands move a bit more naturally through the movement. So I can essentially not cheat, but still get a full range of motion. But like, you know, back when like Lee Priest was, you know, big, and even Josh never went over there, you see. But like Lee competed in a lot of shows. Yeah, and the way to do that is like to go over there and live over there. If it wasn't for my daughter's, you know, loves school. She loves the environment, loves the, like, it's just, she's fucking school captain and she's just all about it. So like, I respect that so much in her that it stops me from going to live 6 months in America or going to live 6 months in Dubai. Because I'm not tied to possessions or houses. I don't think of things like, I'm like, I could live anywhere. I'm not tied to, you know, because I can work online, I can still do my thing as well. But to go and live 3 months in America and train with these guys and compete with these guys, like that's the way to do it if you really want to make it big, I believe, as well. You know, I'm not saying I'll never do that. I'm hoping I can find some, negotiate with my daughter somehow. I've told her, I said, I'll hire you the best tutor in the world. You know, you homeschool you wherever you are, like, she just doesn't want to yet. But not to say it's not to be, it won't happen in the future. But for now, it's, you know, I'm here because out of respect for her. But again, the way to do it is to go and travel and, you know, like thinking about even like things like, you know, gear and whatever else. And like in America, it's easier. Dubai, obviously way easier. Europe's, any pharmacy you can walk into and get prescription, you know, good quality pharmaceutical anabolics that you just can't, no way you can get those here. And if you could, the price is so expensive, you know, you end up having to do gay for pay just to afford the stuff, you know, or you can't have a family and, you know, bodybuild whatever else. So that's why I'm natural since 9 a.m. Let's go, Johnny. Nice. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. Nice. One more. Yep. 3, 2, 2 more. One more now. Good, bro. Fucking, that's it.
You can get a bit of heat going with them. I was saying I played dodgeball yesterday. Had just at my kids' one where they used to go to school just with people from the area. Fucking awesome fun.
With adults as well?
Three, 2, 1.
Come on.
Yep.
Well, you've taken that to something good though. Go guys, come on.
Three, 2, 1. It's always the way in life where it's like you have these life-defining, life-changing events. You know, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're really hard to deal with. You know, sometimes you barely survive, and you go through feelings of like, you know, it's not fair. You know, but then before you know it, you spend 2, 3, 4 years saying it's not fair, and you've got nowhere. You know what I mean? In life, you've just fucking gone in circles, and they've won again and again and again. You know what I mean? So I think that it's always important to be like, what I learned was saying, hey, can't control what happened. What I can control is what to do next. And everything happens for a reason. Sometimes the reason isn't right now, but you know, if I didn't get jumped and played football, I might never met T. I had my kids, you know what I mean? So it's like when you're going through life, the dots don't always make sense. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, why? But when you look back and you connect all the dots, they all lead to where you are, for the good and the bad. It's like, you know, we can make good decisions and bad decisions in our life. Ultimately, we're responsible for all of them. We're responsible. And when we're responsible, means we're in control. If we're in control, it means we can change them for the better, for the worse, whatever as well. So I think taking responsibility of your actions, of what's happened, no matter what, if it's someone else's fault, doesn't matter. It's my fault, I'm in control. And that sort of started to change. When I started to change my life was when I accepted responsibility. So no, not poor me, you know, shut the fuck up. I'm not a victim. And get the fuck on with life. So we're just moving on to some slide and rear delts. This one here, the cable crucifix. I love it because it sort of targets the rear portion of the side delt. And I love the fact that with the cables, we get constant tension. So there's tension at the bottom of the movement, and there's tension at the top of the movement. It's fairly even. And then with the cuffs, we're able to not focus on so much of our grip strength and just focus on lifting with our humerus and obviously engaging the side delt. So we'll do 3 sets here. We'll move on to some rear delts. So I finished off here, guys, with some rear delt. I'm a big fan of the just the reverse pec deck. You're always going to involve some trap and some, rhomboid and upper back in this movement, which is fine. We just hit some back anyway, so finish off some readout here, and that'll be it for us. That's 6 movements today. Back and delts at the end, and feeling good, feeling like I'm getting some of that weight back on. So just got to eat up now the rest of the day and not miss a meal. I can put me on the drip. Force feeding Kels, yeah. Hot chips.
You reckon, Pete?
Yeah. So fam, we are done for back. Operation get Mike's weight back up to 138. He's officially on this week, but a good start. So yeah, like I said, for me, it's just about getting eating back on track. Whenever I lose weight, if it happens due to some missed meals or sickness, there's no point in like trying to rush that weight back on. Don't try and force shit food in. Just put the right food back in, and the muscle's going to fill back up full of glycogen, water, your sodium, potassium's going to balance. All those things are going to happen, and you find yourself, you end up after 4, 5, 6 days back pretty much where you left off. So it's just about being consistent and getting the food back in. The biggest thing for me was just sort of losing the fatigue that I had, because like I'm never like that. I'm never one to just lie in bed all day. But there was like time Saturday where it's like, yeah, I really struggled to move, which is why I think it was COVID. But I did a COVID test and it was negative, so I don't know. Anyway, moving on to bigger and better things. Good back session for me. As I've said before, it is a focus point for me until I step on stage again. So hopefully working towards having a bigger and better back. Fresh after rest day, so good pump. One thing for me is I did notice towards the end of that session, I had a good pump at the start of the session, and then towards the end of the session, the pump started to die off. So for your own training, something interesting or something to take away is that if you find that you're losing a pump towards the end of a session, or you struggle to hold a pump through the whole session, it's a good indication of how much food's either in your system or how much food you're eating right now, and a good indication that you need to address or change something. Sometimes it can be sleep and rest for sure, but in most cases what I've found is it means that either your food before you train or your food in general for the day may not be enough, and you're burning through it too fast that you just lose that pump towards the end. So for me, I have 75 grams of carbs in my intra-workout shake. I have about 300 grams of carbs in my pre-workout meal. But one thing is, I probably had 30% of my meals over the last 3 days. So having 30% of my meals, there's no way I've got as much glycogen and fullness as I'm used to having over the past few weeks. So to lose the pump is somewhat expected, but it's also why I didn't force any more sets past that point. There's no point. Once I've reached that real sort of fatigued and, like I said, the pump's gone, it's time to end the session, recover, refuel, and go again tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. Obviously things like that you can manage when you're not prepping or not in a deficit, because you've got plenty of food to play around with and probably put your food up. But if you're in a deficit, again, it can be hard to I suppose to change your food so you continue getting a pump during your session. But that's why I believe in nutrient timing and trying to prioritize your carbs around your session so that you still get that fullness effect from the training. Anyway, shout out to Powerhouse again, sharing your space. Thank you. Hopefully we didn't get in anyone's way today. A shout out to Bayley behind the lens, capturing all the magic. A quick mention for those in Palestine, friends, family, anyone suffering from the whole situation in Gaza. Our heart goes out to you if you're watching this and you're not informed. I would definitely not trying to sway your vote or your conscience at all, but just to look past the mainstream media and look into some accounts or some media outlets that are covering the whole story, and thoughts and prayers with those that are affected, and we hope, inshallah, that time will come soon where we can have a ceasefire and there can be some peace restored to that part of the world, because it's pretty bad what's going on at the moment, and definitely something I always think about whenever I think about how bad my life is, or not how bad, but when something happens and I'm like, oh shit, fuck, this has happened or whatever, I just think about those people and what they're going through, and it's honestly, I'm blessed. So anyway, shout out, thoughts and prayers to them. Inshallah, we have a ceasefire soon, and look into it, and if nothing, just send a prayer their way. All right, guys, until next time, stay undefeated. You never lose, we win or we learn.